Welcome back to another episode of Up Close. Today we're here to discuss going through a hard time and having that urge to quit. You see, a lot of people, they go through difficulty. Sometimes they go through troubles. Sometimes they have a lot of obstacles that are within, their path. Sometimes they just want to, achieve a certain goal, or they're trying to get back on being right with their creator. And sometimes it's very difficult because they face a lot of difficulty. And they just, within that difficulty, have this urge to just quit and just give up. Yeah. So what do you say to those people who have that urge to quit or run into that difficulty what do you say to those people?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. What I would say to those people, obviously, keep pushing. These 2 points I'll give them. If you're really struggling to quit, maybe write it down on a piece of paper and put it up against your wall or your door, like in your room. So every time you're going in and going out, you can see your goal, your end goal. And number 2 is probably surround yourself around people who will help you get to your end goal, or help you push you to the end where you eventually quit. That's the habit or whatever you're going through.
Yeah, that's true. I think having that visual representation, seeing it every day, being reminded of your end goal. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And environment, I think environment is key. You hit the 2 big ones, man. What I would say is, and I always go back to this, is like your perspective, and needs to shift. At that moment where you think you're going through an obstacle, really, if you change your perspective into thinking that obstacle is actually an opportunity, you might actually see it differently, right? So if you're going through a difficulty, it might be that difficulty is there only to try and enhance your abilities. It's there only to try and sharpen your mindset. It's there to try and force you to. It's a bit like going to the gym. When you're going to the gym, if you're trying to reach a new level, if you're trying to grow more muscle, what do you got to do? You got to go through difficulty. So if you see that difficulty as a way, as an opportunity to actually better yourself, then you have no problem going through that difficulty or that obstacle, because it's only going to make you better. Right? So it's one, changing your mindset. The other one I would say would be, once you do overcome that difficulty, is reward yourself. Why? Because chances are you're going to go through more difficulty. You never know. The better you get, the more you progress. I don't know what it is, but if you're trying to come back to your creator and you're trying to worship your creator, Shaitan or Satan has a way of coming back and trying to, and his tricks get a lot more difficult. That's true. And they become harder to deal with. That's true. So chances are you're going to run through a lot more obstacles. So when you do overcome one, reward yourself, 100%. And be grateful for that. That's what I would say.
That's some really excellent points. You're on the button right there, my friend.
Hopefully, man. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully the viewers have gained some sort of benefit from this episode, and inshallah we'll see you on the next Up Close.